Alrighty. Today we're going to be doing anomalous items 451 through 500, which could finish out volume for us. Alrighty. 451 through 460. Item description. A painting 24 inches by 12 inches depicting a white horse in a field of grass. When the painting is hung crooked, no anomalous effect occurs. Painting is ever straightened, the rest of the room will become crooked to an angle corresponding to the angle the painting was hung at before it was straight. Adjusting the painting to hang at any angle other than straight ends the effect. Date of recovery 12/6/2019. Location of recovery. Location of recovery. Home of a private art collector in New York City, New York. Current status. Hanging on the wall of an unused office for research purposes. Note. As tempting as it might be to play with this object, staff are reminded that to interact with it only during testing. There could be more to this than we know about. Item description. An object that, under normal circumstances, is an ordinary granite rock, weighing 42.2 kilograms. When in contact with living human cells, it undergoes an instantaneous process in which its entire physical structure is changed into that of a down pillow with a pillowcase that takes the exact shape and appearance of the rock, though with a standard texture for its material. It is subject to reshaping while transformed into a pillow, and after 27 seconds of sustained lack of contact with living human cells, it will instantly revert to an ordinary rock, though in whatever shape it was in before the time period ended. Date of recovery 12/3/2019. Location of recovery near non anomalous rocks along the side of the path in the Site 11 Recreational Park. Current status in Dr. Harley's office. Scratched. Date 12/8/2019. In storage. Note. Staff are advised not to throw objects at other staff unless necessary, especially objects that one could interpret as serving as a threat to their physical health. Director Barneda. Note. It was worth it. Dr. Harley. Item description. A hinged silver fortune cookie keychain containing 2 dice with joke phrases, such as wash the car or my back, printed on each side. When rolled by a subject under substantial emotional distress, the dice will invariably return with relax and or sleep, depending on the time of day. Okay. Date of recovery 1/12/2020. Location of recovery Blank, Wisconsin, USA. Current status in storage. Item description wireless microphone, which, when pointed at printed zeros, transforms them into a pair of colons. Okay. Appears as that image, transforms other digits to random hexadecimal in a similar manner. Labeled IPv6 by Dado. Dado? I think it's Dado. Location of recovery 2014 02/13. Weird. Location of recovery discovered while investigating SCP blank. Current status in storage at Site 11. Uh, no, ignoring it. Okay. All right. It's okay. So there's not. Yeah. So there's nothing to. Interesting. All right. I don't know what to make of that then. All right. Item description. Poster of an unidentified woman wearing a traffic jacket. Woman is seen to be looking away from the camera toward something out of view. When viewed by anyone who has stolen anything, regardless of value. In the last 72 hours, the woman is always seen to be looking directly at the viewer with an expression often described as a mixture of accusation and disapproval. Viewers who have not stolen anything within 72 hours see only the standard image, even when the poster is viewed by multiple subjects simultaneously. Date of recovery 2019 8/17. Location of recovery on a wall near a public restroom in Bond Street Station, London, England. Current status on the wall of an office belonging to the head of Site 42 Security. That seems right. Item description a manual spotlight that, when operated, gradually makes the person operating it decide to quit their job. Look, date of recovery 4/4/2019. Location of recovery sent to the Foundation by a group calling themselves Naro Theater. Current status in storage. Item description a bronze 27-centimeter sword that that gives anyone who wields it the ability to see any weapons that a person is carrying. That seems incredibly useful. Date of recovery August 13th, 1965. Location of recovery found on a man shot by police after attacking blank officers. Watts neighborhood, Los Angeles, California. Current status used by Site Blank Security to detect weapons on incoming personnel. Item description a 30-centimeter ruler that measures any object as exactly 23.4 centimeters, regardless of its actual length. Date of recovery 13/04/2007. Location of recovery recovered from Blank University, Leicestershire. Current status located in Dr. Blank's office at Site 63. Item description an antimemetic anomaly affecting the professional hockey team Blank, which causes people to forget details about the team at a slightly faster rate than other teams in the franchise. Date of recovery April 2nd, 1995. Location of discovery St. Paul, Minnesota. Current status currently being researched. No misinformation campaign is required. The public simply attributes the phenomenon to the team's remote location and lack of significant events affecting the team. All right, then. Item description a container of red delicious apples, mislabeled apples. Biting into an apple, begin to play one song of the Swedish band ABBA from the apple's flesh. Date of recovery 2/5/1982. Location of recovery Stockholm, Sweden. Current status neutralized. Apples rotted and displayed no further effects. Anomalous items 461 through 470. Item description a US dime minted in 2003 that, when flipped, always lands on its side. Date of recovery 1/28/2020. Location of recovery Walden, New York. Current status located in Dr. Mahood's desk at Site 73. On Dr. Mahood's item description a lava lamp that was filled with lava that was always molten. The lamp, the lava, not the lamp. The lamp itself was not affected by the lava in any way. Date of recovery 8/16/2017. Location of recovery St. John's, Canada. Current status neutralized. Dr. Blank wanted to see if the lamp was invulnerable by dropping it on the floor. It smashed, causing the lava to pour out, killing Dr. Blank, severely burning two personnel and causing $120 in property damage before the lava solidified. Item description a white silver edged plate that has a falling speed 16 times slower than the normal falling speed. All attempts to speed up the fall speed failed. Date of recovery 7/11/2008. Location of recovery Arizona, United States. Current status in containment of Site Blank's storage room. Recently used to practice throwing for field agents. Seeing it falling slowly is so painful that you wish it shatters into 1,000 pieces. This seems this seems like honestly an incredible this would be incredibly useful for as like an escape mechanism places. Like you just have it like strapped to your front. You just jump out of buildings. That's item description. Bottle labeled 100% brain use pills by Dado, sorry, containing 94 pills chemically identical to chalk. Consuming said pills results in an immediate epileptic seizure. Date of recovery 27/9/2011. Location of recovery seized from the residence of a hospitalized civilian. Current status in storage. Items original owner amnesticized and seizure attributed to an isolated medical occurrence. Yeah, 'cause that's what happens when your whole brain lights up at once. Because body is not meant to do that. Item description. An indestructible red plastic cup that turns any consumable liquid into a jello with the same flavor as the liquid poured. The transformation occurs exactly 3 seconds after pouring ceases. Regardless of how much liquid is poured in, the jello always fills the cup all the way to the top. That seems. I mean, that's another infinite use food thing. Well, date of recovery 8/12/2012. Location of recovery office at site blank. Current status in storage. All other red plastic cups on site checked for anomalous properties. No other anomalous items found. Cool. Item description. A leaf from a member of the genus Quercus, genus that includes all species of oak trees, that does not seem to age, but changes colors in response to the seasons of the area it's in. It is indestructible, scratched, only damaged by fire. Date of recovery 5/25/2019. Location of recovery Warwick, Rhode Island. Current status in storage, scratched, destroyed by fire during durability test. Ashes showed no anomalous properties. Oh, what a waste. Item description a beard tax coin dating to the reign of Tsar Peter the Great. When held, oh my gosh, when held by an individual without significant facial hair, regardless of sex, the subject will sprout a full beard trimmed in a manner consistent with the old Russian Orthodox faith. But released by an individual with significant facial hair, the hair will immediately be shaven cleanly. Date of recovery. Location of recovery St. Petersburg, Russian Federation. Current status in possession of researcher Borodin. Item description a floor lamp, which, when indirectly observed, appears to have a severed human head in place of the lampshade. Date of recovery 3/12/2020. Location of recovery an IKEA in Gothenburg, Sweden. Current status in storage. Item description a yellow street sign with the word playground on it. Parts of the sign is degraded due to weather and rust. Any human that views the sign for more than 5 seconds grows an irrational yet uncontrollable fear of any sort of playground equipment for exactly 1 day. Date of recovery 2/12/2020. Location of recovery Lynn, Massachusetts. Current status in storage. Item description. A crowbar that, when held by any adult male, makes those around them see them as a three-dimensional model for the main character of the Half-Life series, Gordon Freeman. Date of recovery, 5/15/2007. Location of recovery, a Home Depot home supplies store in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Current status, in possession of Dr. Lindrum. Anomalous items 471 through 480. Item description, a stone which, when held, the song The Final Hurrah in the album Kasvot Vakst Ihrot Live by Fish can be heard faintly emanating from its top. Date of recovery, 11/3/2018. Location of recovery, Las Vegas, Nevada. Current status, in storage. Item description, a plush white teddy bear holding a plush pink heart. The phrase, "Be my Valentine," written in fancy black text. The heart anomalously produces a heartbeat as it pumps similar to a healthy human heart. Date of recovery, 02/14/2020. Location of recovery, a Walmart in Albany, New York. Current status, in storage. Scratch. Given to Dr. Willer as a gift from Dr. Carter. Item description, life-sized bronze statue of singer Freddie Mercury that periodically vomits small amounts of various pastas. Pasta emerges fully prepared. Okay. Date of recovery, 7/12/1989. Location of recovery, in a storage unit in Madrid, Spain. Current status, Site 19 Materials Laboratory. Weird. I don't, I feel like that's probably an inside joke of some kind, but I don't know it. Item description, a golden locket in the shape of a heart. It causes the wearer to vomit flowers of random varieties. Location of recovery, SCP blanks containment cell. Current status, in possession of researcher Flora, who has been unable to remove the locket upon placing it on for testing. Item description, a purple hair tie that, when worn by anyone, regardless of gender, will cause their hair to grow 7 extra feet in length. It's formatted poorly. Recovered from the home was the package which also contained 5 other hair ties. All other hair ties have been tested and proved to be non-anomalous. Date of recovery, sometime in the 2000s. Location of recovery, house of the blank family in Des Moines, Iowa. Current status, in the possession of researcher blank. Scratched. In a storage locker at site blank. Note, package read Dr. Wondertainment's Rapunzel-style hair kit. Will you find the special ponytail? Dr. Lee. Note, yes, Wondertainment, we did find it. Dr. Dodds. Item description, a black common household Felis catus that causes all who view it to describe it as weird and ominous and hold the firm belief that it can talk, but just refuses to talk to them and ignore them instead, despite that it has been found to be incapable of human speech. Date of recovery, 4/11/2019. Location of recovery, blank animal shelter in blank, Mississippi. Current status, kept as a pet by researcher Barry. Note, I love him, okay? He's Hemingway. I'll get him to speak one day. Researcher Barry. Item description, a head of a deceased human. Object shows no signs of decomposing. When another sapient organism places its hand behind one of the head's ears and thinks of an object, the object will be in the subject's hand when it is no longer behind the head's ear. Date of recovery, 02/16/2020. Location of recovery, Buddhist temple in blank, Thailand. Current status, currently undergoing testing at site blank. Scratched. In storage after D-class personnel attempted to escape by producing a weapon from the head and was subsequently neutralized. Note, really? What did you think was going to happen? Professor Montes. Item description. Calendar that transforms wines it comes into contact with into water and transforms other alcohols it comes into contact with into wine. Written on the date of July 10th is today I will turn wine into water now on the weekends. Sick. Weird. All right. Date of recovery 07 12 2021. Location of recovery the residence of POI of a POI. Because when you black out the last number, it makes it useless. Current status in storage. Item description Pepsi brand freestyle machine, typically used to dispense a variety of Pepsi brand soft drinks. However, the only drink dispensed is Mountain Dew Zero Sugar, and is constantly, endlessly flowing, even if power into the object is cut. The supply of Mountain Dew Zero Sugar is believed to be infinite. The only method of stopping the flow is dismantling the dispensing mechanism. Date of recovery 0102 2020. Location of recovery Pepsi headquarters, Harrison, New York. Current status disassembled. Parts can be found in the storage room C33 A at Site 14. Access requires permission from the site director following the Sticky incident, notorious at Site 14. If only it was a good soda. If it was regular Mountain Dew, it'd be fine. But yeah. Item description a horn of a male bighorn sheep, Ovis canadensis, that is capable of being played like a clarinet when air is blown into the pointed end. Regardless of someone's true ability to play the clarinet, the music played on the horn shows a decent amount of skill. Date of recovery 06/15/2015. Location of recovery bar in blank, Egypt. Current status in storage, scratched. In possession of Dr. Anomalous items 481 through 490. Item description a tail feather of a male Indian fowl, Tavo cristatus, that regenerates any barbs removed. Regenerated barbs grow back from the rachis in a matter of a few seconds in a manner similar to a time lapse of a plant growing. The removed barbs harmlessly crumble to dust, which anomalously disappears when blown away by any sort of air-based force. Interesting. Date of recovery 0202 2020. Location of recovery Museum in blank, France. Current status in storage. Item description an indestructible sandbag with a yellow cartoon face drawn on one side. When punched, the bag anomalously produces a laugh and says, "Stop, that tickles," in an unidentified voice. Regardless of the angle or strength of the punch, the sandbag always bobs exactly 35 degrees backwards from the direction the face is at. Date of recovery 12/13/2019. Location of recovery Workout World in blank. Current status used for basic training in Site 19. Item description a plastic treasure chest that opens and produces soap bubbles at random intervals. It will produce oxygen bubbles when placed in a perfectly prepared fish tank for zebra danio rario. Otherwise, it will not open when placed underwater. Date of recovery 06/26/2009. Location of recovery PetSmart in blank, Massachusetts. Location of recovery in storage, scratched, used by Dr. Blank, who is currently keeping zebra donos. I like that it doesn't specify how big it is, which leads me to believe that it is a full size treasure chest, like you would keep real world treasure in. So it's like 6 feet long and 4 feet high because they didn't bother to specify. Item description A box of Bean Boozled brand jelly beans immediately refills when all the beans have been eaten. When the box resets, it is either full of jelly beans of normal flavors or jelly beans of unusual flavors. They can be terrible flavors, generally speaking. Date of recovery 0803 2016. Location of recovery 7-Eleven brand convenience store in San Diego, California. Current status in break room at Site 25. Currently full of gross tasting beans. We think. Item description a glass vial containing an unidentified species of centipede with no eyes and sharp claws on each leg. The body is perfectly preserved. Date of recovery 11/01 1999. Location of recovery behind a dumpster in New York City, New York. Current status in Dr. Blank's office. Item description an oil painting of a dog that changes between a basset hound, a Pembroke Welsh Corgi, a golden retriever, an English bulldog, and a Siberian husky over a weekly basis. Date of recovery 01/16/2020. Location of recovery art gallery in Los Angeles, California. Current status in Site 73's breaker. Item description a cloud formation permanently located at 40.7482 degrees north, 77.1051 degrees west, in the shape of a matchlock revolver. At random intervals, the cloud formation reorients its barrel in the direction of a nearby aircraft or cloud formation and shoots a single high-speed gust of wind at it. 12 recorded civilian deaths and 7 recorded civilian injuries have been linked to this cloud formation. Date of recovery 02/12/2012. Location of recovery Franklin Township, Pennsylvania, United States of America. Current status pending neutralization due to its unpredictable, dangerous nature, lack of discernible sentience, and veil threatening factors. Item description a golden barrel cactus, Chinocactus rusoni, I believe. It has varying lengths of steel spikes replacing its spines. A single large pink flower sits atop the plant. Date of recovery 06/10/2010. Location of recovery Mojave Desert, California. Current status in greenhouse storage at Site 45. Item description a golden dollar that, when flipped, always flips exactly 1.5 feet in the air, flipping exactly 5 times before reaching the ground. Date of recovery 11/28/2019. Location of recovery blank, Maine. Current status in possession of Dr. Blank. Scratched. In storage. Item description a plush doll of the Pokemon Ditto changes to a plush doll of the Pokemon Vanillite with the face of a Ditto. This change occurs every day at exactly midnight, lasting until daybreak. When it changes, a flash of anomalous light surrounds it for about 10 seconds. Date of recovery 09/09/2016. Location of recovery GameStop brand video store in blank, Idaho. Brand video game store in blank, Idaho. Current status in possession of Dr. Blank. Anomalous items 491 through 500. Item description a white plastic spoon that calls anything that holds it fat and ugly. The holder feels anomalously sad after holding the object for more than 5 seconds. This effect works for anything that can hold it, including simians and even non-mammalian organisms. Date of recovery 02/01/2020. Location of recovery cafeteria at Site 73. Current status used for testing at Site blank. In storage after being broken in 2 pieces by Monkey. Both parts of the spoon retain anomalous properties. Item description a keyboard from an unknown make and model of computer that inspires those that press the spacebar, enter key, backspace, or page up key to get up. if they are sitting or laying, and hop 5 times in a row. All other keys are non-anomalous, scratched. The only other anomalous key is the O key, which makes those who press it scratch their nose. Date of recovery 02/15/2020. Location of recovery blank, Rhode Island. Current status in storage. Item description. A PlayStation 4 controller that, when held by one's hands, will adhere to the this is uh, PlayStation 4 the controller that, when held in one's hand, will adhere to the individual's hand until treated. Consult document AI-XA for confirmed treatment methods. Date of recovery 24/02/2019. Location of recovery London, England. Current status anomalous object storage, Site 19. Item description a pitchfork when held. A pitchfork which, when held, will cause the wielder to yell, 1986 was a mistake! Wielder can stop at any time. Yeah. What? Okay. This sentence doesn't make any sense. Date of recovery 23/02/2020. Location of recovery Alpine, California. Current status in storage. Item description a beach ball that floats midair for 24 to 48 hours upon being thrown. Date of recovery 01/01/2020. Location of recovery Mission Bay, California. Current status deflated in storage. Item description a Sega, oh my gosh, a Sega Project Diva Arcade F second PM brand Hatsune Miku figurine that causes all persons in range to memorize the lyrics and tune of a randomized Hatsune Miku song, even if the person has never heard that song. Date of recovery 20/06/2018. Location of recovery Animix Con held in Greenville Convention Center, Greenville, South Carolina. Current status in the possession of researcher blank. Item description a Holt McDougall U.S. history textbook. It causes anyone who holds it to hold the false belief Ronald Reagan is still president of the United States. Date of recovery 19/07/1982. Location of recovery Vineyard High School in Destin, Florida. Current status in storage. Item description a 12-inch Anime Palace brand strawberry bread cat plush toy that will cause all food in the building it is in to have a slight to overwhelming taste of strawberry. Date of recovery 07/07/2019. Location of recovery a home in Seattle, Washington. Current status at the home of researcher Barry. Note, this thing was going to drive us nuts. We trust her, she can have it. Dr. Calamari, who hates strawberries. Item description a plastic toothbrush that changes from pink to gray in between each brush stroke. Change is instantaneous regardless of if it is being viewed or not. Date of recovery 11/10/2013. Location of recovery that should be apostrophized. Dentist office in blank, Wisconsin. Current status in storage. Item description a wood mouse. Potamus sylvaticus with a prehensile tail. It uses this tail to hold on to small items like grains or bugs. It also uses this tail to climb up the branches of shrubs and flowers. Mouse is completely infertile and sexless. Date of recovery 02/19/2000. Current location of recovery found with lab mice at site in Lab 16 at site blank. Current status in anomalous animal containment at site blank. Scratched. Mouse died on 08/18/2003 of natural causes. Body preserved at Lab 16 at site blank. Alrighty. Alrighty. That will be where we end this for today. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.